Sorry, but since this video is probably going to be deleted, I'm going to focus my attention on this camera here. Okay. I'll continue here. This is a continuation of the stealth Muslim who claims to be an atheist, as he desperately tries to defend Islam. Okay. Nope, English translations are corrupted, but may not necessarily be true translations either. Have you heard of the website Islam Awakened that has over 30 different English translations of the Quran, or has 30 different translations of the Quran in English? Are you saying that even if I read one Quran scripture from the Quran in all those different translations, I still wouldn't get the true meaning of what Muhammad or quote Allah unquote was saying because it's not in Arabic? If so, how come Allah switched from Hebrew and Greek, where the Bible can be understood in all languages and when translated? Well, yeah, how come Allah switched from Hebrew and Greek, but where the Bible can be translated in all these different languages, but the same thing can't happen with the quote clear signs due to it being written in Arabic? Shouldn't Allah have stayed with Greek and Hebrew? You know, if you've ever spoken another language, one with very descriptive and poetic qualities, you would know precisely what a hindrance translation is. Well, again, have you heard of the website called Islam Awakened that has over 30 different translations of the Quran in English? Are you saying that even if I read one Quran scripture from the Quran, I still wouldn't get the meaning of what Allah was saying because it's not in Arabic? If so, how come Allah switched from Hebrew and Greek, where the Bible can be easily understood in all these different languages, but the same thing can't happen with the quote clear signs of the Quran due to it being written in Arabic? Shouldn't Allah have stayed with Greek and Hebrew? You know? Also, if you are right, how come so many people who are Muslim don't even know Arabic? You think the Pakistanis and Africans understand Arabic when they become Muslims? And having the original is always good, so you can go back and retranslate. You do realize that the original didn't have vowels. In any case, back to original claim. Taking one verse to make a claim that slavery is allowed is simply outrageous. How do you get that with the first part of Quran 424 that says, forbidden to you are married women? Can't have sex with married women. You know, can't have forbidden sex with married women, except what your right hand possesses. How does that mean slavery is not okay in Islam? Quran rebukes having sex with slaves in Quran 24:33. If so, then how is the Quran not contradictory when you have Quran 424 that allows sex with someone's wife if she's your your slave, your right hand possess? Then you'll have 4:19 from the same chapter you cited, saying not to inherit women against their will, even if they aren't Muslim. If they aren't Muslim, what do you think of the first part of Quran 424 and how it's reported, handed down in Sunan Abu Dawud 2:2150 and Muslim 8:34-33, to name just two hadiths about Quran 424? 424, Quran 4:23 to 25 are talking about marriage, not forcible sex, i.e. consent to marriage. Does this guy sound like an atheist to you or a Muslim? If so, then again, what if you aren't a Muslim? What do you think of the first part of Quran 424 and how it's reported, handed down in Sunan Abu Dawud 2:50 and Muslim 8:34-33, to name just two hadiths about Quran 424 of what you can do with someone's wife if you capture her in war? I do not know where you come to that conclusion from. Quran 424 and how it's reported, handed down in Sunan Abu Dawud 2:50 and Muslim 8:34-33, to name just two hadiths, and I say the same thing. Particularly given verse 419, if 419 is contrary to 424 and how it's reported handed down in Sunan Abu Dawud 22050 and Muslim 83433, to name just two hadiths about about the first part of Quran 424, of what you can do to someone's wife if you've captured her or have her as right hand possessed. Then how is the Quran not contradictory? How? Since I imagine you would have read that chapter as well as the rest of the Quran before making your claims. Notice, though, that the first part of Quran 424 and how it's reported, quote, handed down in Sunnah Abu Dawud 250 and Muslim 83433, to name just two hadiths, is only mentioned in those hadiths and not the rest of Quran 4. It's Quran 424 that I've brought to your attention because of the evil of how it's reported in Dawud and Muslim, to name just two. Reading Quran 425 makes it abundantly clear that you are allowed to marry what your right hand possesses. If so, then a slave woman can have two husbands? You know? But where is the consent of the non-Muslim husband to make it so she can have two husbands? Where do you even see the consent of him in Dawud, Sunan Abu Dawud 220 and 50, and Muslim 834-33? Where? But once that it is better to abstain. Where do you get that? Where do you get abstention? You know, in Dawud 220 and 50 and Muslim 834-33. Where do you even get that in Quran? The first part of Quran 424. Where is the word abstain? You know, where are they to abstain? Nevertheless, it isn't about forcing sex or marriage. If so, then again, where is the consent of the woman and her non-Muslim husband in Dawud 220-50 and Muslim 834-33? Where do you get that even in the Quran with, quote, forbidden to you are married women, can't have sex with married women, except what your right hand possess? Where do you get that? As that would be rape and carries punishment. If so, then what is the point of the first part of Quran 424 and how it's reported, handed down in Sunnah Abu Dawud 220-50 and Muslim 834-33, to name just two hadiths about Quran 424 of what you can do to someone's wife if you have captured her in war and made her your right hand possessed? Then you go to make the claim that slavery is okay. Right. Thanks to the first part of Quran 424 and how it's reported, handed, and I hit him the exact same thing again, which not only goes against the Muhammad's example. How do you get, how does it go against his example when you have the first part of Quran 424 and how it's reported, handed down, and I hit him the exact same thing again about captured in war or right hand says. But it also isn't a claim held by scholars because of taqiyya, line for Allah, thanks to Muhammad saying, where is the seat? And since you sound quite fond of the Bible, well, thanks to Quran 4, 136, 150, 151, 152, 2, 285, and 40, 70 through 72, and Quran 5, 68, sounds like I have to be, or I'll be far astray, and so will you. Even a Muslim has to believe in Quran 4, 136, 150, 151, 152, 2, 285, 40, 72. Or you and I will be dragged off into hellfire. I would assume you're familiar of the permission of slavery within its text, which isn't different from the types of claims made against Islam in that regard. In other words, the Quran isn't lying when it says it confirms the before scriptures, the Bible, true. After all, true. Rather fascinating how people do that. Where did I say slavery wasn't in the Bible? It's there. But where is it in the book that makes people the book, you know, Jews and Christians? Does it say in the Bible you can have forbidden sex with someone's wife if she's your slave, like you get with Quran 424? And how it's reported in Sunan Abu Dawud 220-50 and Muslim 834-33. Where? You're making this unnecessarily complicated. In what way? Asking questions? Let me reiterate. My response is to your original claim that Islam allows sex with slaves. True. And with Quran 424, it's forbidden sex, even if the slave girl is already married to someone else. See the first part of Quran 424 and how it's headed down and him again with that Sunnah Abu Dawud 250. Go to sunnah.com. Go to the website sunnah.com and type into its web browser Battle of Atheist. You know, and see what I mean. If we are to examine the verse you cited, this simply does not hold. only if you want to believe the Quran is contradictory. Do you want to believe that, quote, clear signs handed down that explains things fully in detail is contradictory? I think I'll end it here. Yeah, but I'll continue here. Yeah. All right, I'll go back a little bit here. Yeah. All right, is this recurring? Yeah, it's recording. Okay. Notice though. Okay, if you were to correct your statement and say Quran allows one to marry slaves, I will agree with you. Notice though that you don't want to believe what the first part of Quran 424 is saying. Quran 424, where it says, quote, forbidden sex even if the slave girl is already married to someone else. See how Quran 424 is, quote, handed down in Sunnah Abu Dawud 250 and Muslim 834-33. Go to sunnah.com and type in into its web browser, Battle of Atheist. Type it into the web browser there and see what I mean. That is my contention, and this is supported by the context of 424. Only the last part of Quran 424, not the first part, that is reported, quote, handed down in Sunan Abu Dawud 22050 and Muslim 834-33. Go to sunnah.com and type into your web browser Battle of Atheist. Type it into its web browser and see what I mean. Also, Islam Awakened isn't some sort of foundational cornerstone of a website, since you've brought it up for a cajillionth time. How come it's not? It has all 30 English translations of the Quran, including Yusuf Ali, Shakir, and Pickle. How can you be right when it even has those 3 translations in it? Takia? And remember, this guy's supposed to be an atheist, you know. So he says he's not a Muslim. You'll find out later. He says he's not a Muslim, he's an atheist. Yeah. I am aware that many translations of the Quran exist. Don't tell me. And all those who translated them into English are all in conspiracy to make the Quran sound evil and stupid, right? But if they are, how do you explain Sunan Abu Dawud 22050 and Muslim 834-33 on a Muslim website called Sunnah.com that seems to show the first part of Quran 424 in a more disturbing light, where a captured woman can be raped in front of her non-Muslim husband by one of the companions of Mr. Pubba? You know, how? It does not change the fact that these interpretations are just that, interpretations into modern language. Wow. You really seem to believe that all those translators who translated the, quote, clear signs Quran into English are all in conspiracy to make the Quran sound evil and stupid? Really? But if they are in conspiracy, including Yusuf Ali, Shakir, and Pickle, how do you explain Sunan Abu Dawud 22050 and Sahih Muslim, Sahih means sound, authentic, Muslim 834-33 hadith on a Muslim website called Sunnah.com that seems to show the first part of Quran 424 in a more disturbing light, where a captured woman can be raped in front of her non-Muslim husband by one of the companions of Mr. Pubba? How? And interpretations are always subject to interpreter bias. Wow. You really believe all those who translated the, quote, clear signs into English are all in conspiracy, biased to make the Quran sound evil and stupid? Really? But if they are in conspiracy, including Yusuf Ali, Shakir, and Pickle, how do you explain Sunnah Abu Dawud 22050 and Muslim 834-33 on a Muslim website called Sunnah.com that seems to show the first part of Quran 424 in a more disturbing light, where a captured woman can be raped in front of her non-Muslim husband by one of the companions of Mr. Pubba, Mr. Muhammad F. Pubba? How? A person's political views can and will be read into translations How am I reading into things with forbidden to you are married women, can't have forbidden sex with married women, except what your right hand possess? How am I reading into that while knowing that this part of Quran 424 is reported, handed down in Sunan Abu Dawud 2150 and Muslim 83433, and a Muslim website called Sunnah.com that seems to show the first part of Quran 424 in a more disturbing light, where captured women can be raped in front of her non-Muslim husband by companions of Mr. Pubba. How? Especially if translations are made using the help of hadiths. I take it you aren't a Sunni Muslim who has to believe in the Sunnah hadith? What? Are you a Shiite Muslim? Or are you now one of the rapidly growing in number Quranis, Quran-only Muslims? Which are simply unreliable due to the mass fabrication and politics in the history of hadiths. Ah! So you aren't a Sunni Muslim and are either a Qurani or a Shiite Muslim, true? You're a Shia Muslim? Shiite Muslim? True? You don't have to believe in the hadith, even if they are sahih, authentic, and Sunan Abu Dawud, true? Well, what is the point of Sunnah.com? What is the point of the Muslim website called Sunnah.com? And you had better end it here. See, should I? Yeah, I will.